Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be finally recording this video on the Pat McGrath's latest release. It is the Blitz Astral Quad Ritualistic Rose. I knew I had to have this one. This one for sure, no doubt about it, was going to be mine. I'm very happy that she ended up coming out with this specific color story because it speaks to me more. It's one that I'm more excited about. I look at it, I open it, and it just kind of brings a smile to my face because it's just so pretty. Let me show you guys swatches of this. The first shade you see is Antique Gold 002, followed by Astral Rose Orchid. Then we have Rose Quartz 005, followed by Beyond Bronze 003. So yeah, so these here you would get some really nice pigments, more so with these two. This one here is much more like a topper. It's kind of one of those things that you're gonna want to play around with a little bit to really know what you can get out of this palette. But I'm very happy with the look that I came out with. There are really no surprises with this palette. I kind of already knew what to expect. I worked with these special eyeshadows before, so I knew what I was getting myself into. I do want to point out, I didn't find that there was fallout until I used that one shade. I keep forgetting the name of it. Astral Rose Orchid, this one right here. Besides that, there was no issue with fallout whatsoever, but this one, because it's a little bit chunkier, you know, it did kind of get onto my cheeks a little bit. I recommend maybe just using this one with your finger as opposed to a brush. I went in with a brush and that could be where I made the mistake as well. So like I said, it's a little bit of a learning curve with these. We do call them special shades for a reason, not just because of the looks of it, but also because of the texture and of the formula. And because of that, we have to treat them a little bit differently. Let's just go ahead and get into the demo so you guys can see how I created this look. So before going in with the eyeshadow palette, I want to lay down this color right here. This is from the Clinique Cheek Pop palette. I guess that's like the only name it has here. So it's the darkest shade in here. These are actual blushes, but we're going to use this one as an eyeshadow today. And I'm picking up a pretty good amount. To have control on the shape of the eyeshadow, I'm actually going to use this eyeshadow shield here. But I'm just gonna hold it in place. So I'm making sure that the end here meets the end of my eyebrow. And I'll put it just right below my lash line. And I'm going to place this color into my crease and then blend it up and outwards. So right now I have like a hard line there. We're going to blend that out in a little bit. Let me just do this other eye first. Now just with a small little blending brush, I'm going to blend these edges. Because though I do want this look to be defined, I don't want this line to look too harsh. So we're just gonna soften it up a little bit. Now obviously you can use an eyeshadow if you have an eyeshadow in this color. I do, I didn't bring any down with me. I totally forgot about it. So I used whatever was at hand. But obviously an eyeshadow would be just fine. And actually with the same brush, I'm gonna dip into this light pink blush. And I'm just going to apply it here in this inner portion above the crease. Okay, so now let's get into this beautiful eyeshadow palette. So first I'm going to dip my brush into this shade here, which is called Beyond Bronze. And for this step, I'm gonna go in with this Wayne Goss number 17 brush right here. I haven't used this one in quite some time. It's really good for a one shadow look or just like to pack on shade on the eyelid. So let's try with this one and see what we get. Okay, want to tap off any extra eyeshadow you might have picked up there. Now I'm going to lay this on the outer portion of my eyelid. Oh yeah. I'm going to apply some of this eyeshadow onto the tip of this brush as well here, because I want this to also go into the crease. So just like this, I can kind of wiggle it in place. So I'm just doing more tapping motions because this is the only spot where I want this eyeshadow to lay on, so I don't want it all over the place. I want to have more control as to where I'm applying this. So very carefully, I'm just tapping in the same spot. And then I just do kind of like that wiggle motion here into the crease. My eyes are not symmetrical, so it takes a little bit for me to make sure that they're even. Okay, now same brush, I'm just going to use the other side. In reality, it doesn't matter all too much. And I'm going to pick up this shade here, and this one's called Rose Quartz 005. So packing on a good amount, still tapping off any extra shadow there. And so for this step, I'm going to turn the brush over and apply it right next to this bronzy shade that I have placed. I'm turning it over because I want to barely overlap that bronzy shade, but not too much. I want that to kind of stand out a little bit more on its own. So to have more control of the placement, I'd rather use this where it's more narrow. Again, kind of like little tapping and short brushing motions. Gosh, this color is so pretty. You guys see that? I love these eyeshadows. I really do. And I think I'm just gonna go with the same brush. Let me just use the same brush. I'm gonna wipe off, where's my, here we go. I'm gonna wipe off whatever's left here. And then just because I really like how this is packing these shades, I'm going to now go in to this lighter pink shade right here, and that one's called Astral Rose Orchid. Now this one's definitely got more of a grittiness to it, as you can see even here on the brush. Like this one's definitely more glitter. So I want to be like really careful with this because I'm afraid this one might have fallout. Now I'm just going to place this in the inner corner. It's nice. I feel like maybe that one more as a topper. I don't know. Can we apply these wet? I don't think I've ever used these wet. I'm trying to think, should I? Okay, let's try it. I'm taking my MAC 283 brush, picking up this shade again. And then I'm gonna wet this with my MAC Fix Plus and see what happens. Nothing too different happened. The thing is that this shade here has like sparkles, like pink and gold sparkles, and I feel like the goldness is what pulls through most. I thought it would be more of that pink shade, and this one does kind of flake a little bit. Yeah, I didn't like that very much. Okay, I don't like how I did that. Let's see. I also don't feel like wetting it made a difference, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the other eye here and then see what we can possibly do to kind of fix the mess I just created, because I'm not happy with how this is turning out now. Okay, so I'm going to try to wipe off whatever was left here from the Astral Rose Orchid shade, and then I'm going to go back in to this beautiful Rose Quartz 005 one, and I'm just going to try to apply this on the inner portion of the lid as well over top this. Let's see if we could remedy this. That looks better. So I'm gonna add, again, using the opposite side of this brush, I wanna add more of this bronzy shade on the outer corners. Okay, that looks really pretty. So honestly, you guys, I would just use this as a topper. See how this applies in the inner corner. So I'm gonna grab a pencil brush. And just go in here. Oh yeah, that's fine. So all the shades work well. It's just that one, just because it's more gritty and it doesn't have too much of a base color to it. Like I said, it's just mostly glitter particles. It doesn't, you know, you don't have as much control as you would with the other shades. Where the other shades, it's mostly like real high shine metallic pigment. This one is, or I'm sorry, not this specific one I'm using right now, but that rose quartz one is just that glitter formula. So yeah, so that other one I would totally just use as a topper. This one here looks pretty. So let me just extend it. Now for the bottom lash line, going back in with this Beyond Bronze. I think these two down here are for sure my favorites from this palette. Let me take that out. And it does look like I have some glittery fallout. I actually meant to continue using this to avoid any fallout all over my face, but I forgot. I'm gonna get just a tad bit more of this dark blush shade here, just a little bit right on the tip of the brush to blend out this bronzy shade here in the outer corner. And then all through the crease. I'm gonna apply eyeliner, some mascara, and I'll be right back. Now, I wanna add a little bit more blush because I did go in really light-handed. I was a little afraid, but let's just, you know, let's just go for it. So I'm gonna go back and pick up, actually I'm gonna pick up mostly this light pink shade and then a few dabs of that darker blush. And then tap over. Just like this. And whatever is left, just go around my face. Yeah, that looks pretty. Okay, and then for lips, I've actually, throughout the video, I've been wearing this wet lip oil gloss from Kosas, and it's in the shade Jellyfish. So this one's just a, I mean, it doesn't have really any color to it. Yeah, it's just a clear gloss. But I also have the shade, let's see, Fruit Juice. So this is the one I'm gonna use right now. Let me do a quick swatch. These feel really comfortable. I mean, they are a gloss, but they're very thin. They don't feel sticky at all. And they do feel like very hydrating to the lips. Let me actually read what it says. It says it's a hybrid lip treatment and gloss that plumps, hydrates, and repairs with a slick of color. So let's see. This has, it's got a nice scent to it, but it's just one of those things. Luckily, it did wear, the scent did wear off shortly after applying it, but to me, it's not a scent that I enjoy. I can see how other people may like this. I can't really even describe what it smells like. It smells like something super familiar. I'm not gonna be able to pinpoint it. but the pigment of this is really nice. Alright guys, that's it as far as today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to give me a thumbs up down below. It really does help me out a lot. And while you're there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. You don't want to miss out on any of my future videos. There's a lot coming out. I have a lot of things on standby still that I need to film, so you want to make sure you're around for that. I really appreciate any time that you guys spend with me. Thank you so very much. Until next time.